start of the war in 2003. They've been stoning women, and basically their goal is to turn back time to 1,400 years ago. So a British person of Pakistani descent, who is born in Britain and lived there all his life, because he happens to be of this specific sect of Wahhabi Islam, he believes himself more entitled to Syrian land than a Syrian Christian or a Syrian Muslim that's been living there for his entire life. So they believe that anything that is Muslim land, that has a majority of Muslims living in it, no matter if those Muslims agree with their brand of Wahhabism or not, Wahhabism is a specific cult that Al-Qaeda follow, they believe that land is automatically belongs to them, and they're allowed to just go in there, steal people's homes, steal people's oil, slaughter people, not give anything to society, but just create war and destruction. And it's basically like a zombie horde. I'd love to talk about who is backing them and basically how the media plays a role in all this as well.
Sure. I mean, they're playing dumb. Like, we don't know where ISIS came from. Well, it came from the bases they've set up there in eastern Syria in the last couple years. And they've been given all these weapons, and that's what they're there for. But yeah, let's talk about some of these people who are blowing up churches, lining up Christians and non-radical Muslims, including Sunnis. Again, Wahhabism, for folks that don't know, is a tiny minority of the majority Islam, I guess about 80%, that are Sunnis. And of course, you're a Sunni as well. And it's just amazing that they're now even killing other Sunnis they don't like and eating hearts and just... And I've talked to a lot of military people and family. They just say Wahhabists are like crazed demons. They're not Muslims. I mean, they rape women, rape men, kill babies. They just are a bunch of psycho supremacists, like you said. They think they're God.
Well, exactly. They really believe that they are backed by God. And the media has been sort of helping in this because they're giving them an air of invincibility. And they're sort of muddying the waters about where their support is coming from. They're making them appear as though nobody's supporting them. So some brainwashed youth in the West will start to think, oh, maybe God is the one who is making ISIS so strong. You know, perhaps... they start to believe in this myth that's being created. And, ISIS, in fact, formed in Iraq in 2006, around 2006, 2007. And one of its leaders actually admitted when he was captured that the group solely existed on the internet. And yet, even while this is happening, it was given so much attention by Al Jazeera. The thing is, Al-Qaeda was never in Iraq in 2003, even though Bush was claiming that it was. It came to Iraq much later, as I said, in 2006. So it just goes to show you that if Syria and Iraq, the countries, were not destabilized, these groups would never have been formed, have grown as they have. They used to be largely a myth, and now they become a reality. I think the purpose of ISIS in Iraq was mainly to create a division between Shias and Sunnis, because in 2004, if you recall, many people were protesting against the occupation that were both Sunni and Shia, and the country was sort of united against the occupation. And in order to divide and conquer them, of course, the thinkers of the time, such as James Steele, Robert Ford, who created the El Salvador option, I'm forgetting a lot of names here. They decided to back death squads from both the Shia side and the Sunni side. So on the Shia side of the coin, they supported the Badr brigades, which were supported by Iran and created by Iran during the Iran-Iraq war. And they actually put them into the Interior Ministry of Iraq and created this very sectarian government and military. And on the other side of that coin, they created ISIS, which is, of course, sees all Shiites as basically lambs to the slaughter.
Just like Israel created Hamas to counter Hezbollah in 1974 or 5. This is full spectrum dominance, for those that don't understand, where you create the two groups to wreck the country. The target is the women and children. The target is civilization. The target is movie theaters. The target is running water. The target is eugenics. And that's what this is. And that's why these are absolutely war crimes by the RAND Corporation and the Pentagon. And they're doing it to us here domestically. We're all under attack, too, here in America.
Silver has always been nature's very own antibiotic, and only one system allows you to generate an endless supply of natural silver solutions. Silverlungs.com. You'll find no wild claims or pseudoscience, just a lifetime of nano-sized pure silver solutions. The Silver Lungs generator allows you to make your own, so stop paying for silver solutions. The unique lung delivery system targets respiratory infections where other silver solutions simply cannot reach. See the Silver Lungs generator and lung delivery system at silverlungs.com. That's silverlungs.com.
How can you save a ton of money and prepare for emergencies? By having your own in-home freeze dryer from Harvest Right. Now you can cut down on wasted food by freeze drying your leftovers. That's right, create your own long-term food storage by freeze drying your own fruits, meats, vegetables, even complete meals with a Harvest Right in-home freeze dryer. Imagine the savings and the peace of mind. See how the amazing Harvest Right freeze dryer works at harvestright.com.
By now, you may know that a Bitcoin is the first decentralized currency that's easily transferred from person to person over the internet. No bank needed. This means lower fees and accounts can never be frozen, limited, or closed. Plus, a large number of businesses and merchants already accept Bitcoins, and Bitcoins are easily exchanged for dollars, euros, and more. If you're interested in making money in the Bitcoin market right away, and by right away we mean start making money today, please visit us at cloudhashing.com. Cloudhashing.com is one of the fastest growing Bitcoin miners in the world, delivering the highest profits to people just like you. To get started, join us at cloudhashing.com and you will start mining Bitcoins right away and get paid daily. You heard correctly. You will receive payments every single day. And the best part, you do not need a computer or need any experience in mining Bitcoins. It's perfect for everyone. Learn more at cloudhashing.com. Just like it sounds, cloudhashing.com. Start making money today at cloudhashing.com.
It seems that everywhere you turn to these days, people are talking about the health benefits of silver. But don't be fooled into believing all silver is the same. Only one silver solution has been clinically shown to be hundreds of times stronger than colloidal or ionic silver. That's supernatural silver. It can be used internally as a powerful immune system enhancer to fight off bacteria and viruses. Supernatural silver can be used topically to treat any type of wound or skin issue. It's even gentle enough to be used on the ears, eyes, and sinuses. And unlike harsh drugs and antibiotics, supernatural silver has no side effects. Available as a liquid or a gel that you can use every day to stay healthy and well. To experience outstanding customer service and to place your order, visit supernaturalsilver.com. Use the promo code SILVER2014 for 20% off your entire order. Give yourself and your loved ones a fighting chance with Supernatural Silver, only at supernaturalsilver.com. Supernaturalsilver.com.
Time and time again.
You need to come here and help us. We need assistance, please.
Those we should be able to depend on let us down.
Federal and state and local officials saying help is on the way. Well, the folks here in Belle Harbor say, show me.
Don't depend on the government to save you. Take action now so that you're prepared for the next disaster with MyPatriotSupply.com. Get the best prices on storable food, non-GMO seeds, water filtration devices, home canning equipment, survival and self-reliance books, and more at MyPatriotSupply.com. Call 866-229-0927.
We are hurting down here and we need help immediately.
Before it's time to survive, it's time to prepare. MyPatriotSupply.com. MyPatriotSupply.com.
Oh, Lord, my trouble so hard. Oh, Lord, my trouble so hard. Don't nobody know my trouble.
We are simulcasting this worldwide radio transmission on over 160 AM and FM affiliates at InfoWarsNews.com, PrisonPlanet.tv, and of course there's the free feed that's not as high res at InfoWars.com/show. Please pass that link on to friends and family. That's how we wake more people up. The free podcast subscription is there as well. And even if you're not a subscriber to PrisonPlanet.tv or the Nightly News, we have archives that are up by the next day on YouTube of much of what we do here. And it's not just for you, it's to pass on to friends and family. Realize that we can defeat this together, just like we stopped the air war that would have toppled the regime there to turn it over to Al-Qaeda to blow up every church and murder every Muslim that wasn't a Wahhabist. You're wearing a suit and tie and don't have a big beard, you're dead. You haven't attacked anybody and want to work with people, you're dead. You run around like psychos that want to kill people all day and go from country to country, you're going to be put in charge. I mean, this is so evil. It's chaos, just like they want our borders open. Just like they want to teach kids 2 + 2 = 5 and cut our power plants off and ship our jobs overseas. This country is under attack. The whole world is by the globalists. They're attacking everybody. They're cutting our troops off of their VA benefits, putting them on death list. Syrian Girl joins us again with her inside perspective. Mimi, continuing here with where you left off, how are things going from your family that you talked to back in Syria in the war? I mean, I know they've been forced to do a lot of setbacks, and militarily, if you're losing one conflict to boost morale and keep momentum going, a lot of times you'll then try to invade something else. I think that's a big part of this move into Iraq as well. Saudi Arabia has been trying to act like they're not involved, but they're involved on record. So what's your intel on that?
Well, from what's left of my family in Syria, they're residing in Damascus, and they actually told me that the situation in Damascus is getting much better. The checkpoints are no longer very close to the city. They're moving out into the outskirts. But on the other hand, in Aleppo, I have a friend in Aleppo, and he tells me that in that city of 2 million people, they've been without running water for 2 months, because the Al-Qaeda rebels actually blew up the water supply. And this isn't ISIS, this is Jabhat al-Nusra, the other Al-Qaeda rebels that the moderate rebels that they keep telling us about seem to be working alongside, and so they're just conveniently forgotten about in the media. So yeah, they've actually been without running water. They can't take showers, they can't flush the toilet, they can't open their, make a cup of tea or anything. So they've been taking it out of rivers and just dragging them back to their homes. And you never hear about that from the humanitarians. But I just wanted to go back to Hamas just for a little bit because of what's going on in Gaza and what you mentioned about its creation. I just wanted to say, yes, they were created to weaken other groups which were based on nationalism and secularism rather than religion. But perhaps maybe Hamas just wasn't sectarian enough, because in 2001, the Mossad actually was caught trying to start an Al-Qaeda cell in Gaza. So that's really interesting. And it's also interesting that it was ISIS that claimed to have captured the 3 illegal Israeli settlers, not Hamas. Hamas actually said they had nothing to do with it. And that was the event that was the precursor to Israel starting to bomb Gaza. So it's interesting how ISIS has been tying in to that plan. And one of the other plans that ISIS has really been tying into is the balkanization of Iraq and Syria, into each country being split into 3 separate states, which has been one of the main goals of a lot of these think tanks, such as the Brookings Institute, that suggested this would be really beneficial towards the US and Israel. And of course, you know, that means the creation of Kurdistan, supporting the Peshmerga there.
Yeah, let's be clear. At Harvard, the Chicago Business School, the Pentagon, Rand Corporation, all these big think tanks are bragging about how great this is going. I wonder how everybody in Israel deals with Netanyahu openly endorsing ISIS a month ago and saying, you know, what's going on in Iraq is good for us. Good for us. I mean, how is joining with evil, causing civil war, killing innocent people, how is that good for Israel? I mean, I can see the geopolitical things for now, but how is losing the moral high ground, how is doing that good for Israel?
Well, they just want more land, I guess it's like, or they just want to continue their ethnic cleansing of all of the Palestinians that live amongst them. So that's the agenda. I don't think it's good for Jewish people. I think that it's good for only the state that wants to grow. I mean, the state has a mind of its own. It doesn't care about...
Exactly. That's why all these governments act just the same. Just like our state wants a war with Russia, but we don't. It's the state and people like George Soros in it that just get power out of chaos and out of a permanent crisis government, a COG, We'll be back with phone calls with Syrian Girl and get her take on Ukraine.
We're on the march. The